Rube Goldberg's simple way to put out the lights. When you pull up the covers, that drops a needle, which pops a balloon, blowing fire near the cat, and the scared cat jumps, falls in the water, splashing the water into the cup, which gets heavy, closes the scissors, cuts the string, drops the ball, fires the cannon, and turns off the lights. Simple. And that gives me an idea. Okay, STEM friends, only so much time in the day, so I'm not done, but I've gotten as far as I can and I have to go home. So here's the plan for Rube Goldberg device day 2. We're gonna start over here on table 1 and follow those dominoes. Knock the ball off the table, and the ball is connected to a string that's connected to the pirate plank. So when the wiffle ball falls, it's going to lift the lever behind the wrecking ball, which crashes. Of course, that'll be connected there. How do you set it back up again? To reset the wrecking ball, you need to come over to the wiffle ball first and lift it up on the table. And then you'll be able to reset the pirate plank. And then finally reset the wrecking ball. And you actually want this really pretty close to the edge where it's just about to fall. And it's hard to see, but make sure this black string here is not tangled up. Woo! To set this back up again, I've taped this here on purpose so it is easy to reset. And the way we do this is you're going to wrap this. We want it to go this way, so you wind it up the other way. 1, 2, 3 times. You know it's 3 because you see the 3 stripes there, right? And then you're going to set the ball right there. And I also have set this up with tape, so all you have to do is just lift it back up again. And then these stand. The ball's not very strong, so you need this to be right on the edge. So make sure it's just about to tip. That's not gonna work. You really need it to be just about to go. And then we continue on. Here we have our bucket where we'll put the balloon with the surprise inside. Up above that, we have our double snake bite. It's a bunch of needles. And when the balloon gets pulled up there, boom. And then, by the way, I thought it would be cool to have the projects we made this year laying out on the tables, but I forgot about having to spray everything. How about we just put those things in the red buckets under the table at the end of class so we can spray the table without getting our projects wet. And then, okay, slinky sounds. This one, you'll see the slinky is just resting on that platform there, and the platform is being held by this, and we're gonna just hit it and twist it, see what happens. Makes the cool Star Wars sound there. And to reset this one, we're gonna put this twister here just barely on the corner right there. And then pick the slinky up right there. And it likes to wobble a lot. So you wanna get the bucket here steady. There we go. And then when you set the dominoes up, just make sure that as they pass through, they bonk into this forward, which makes this go backward, which releases the slinky there. Okay, and then over here to the split. This one's going to touch those two at the same time and split. So the one on the right goes to the heavy bucket, and we put the heavy bucket right on the edge with two heavy blocks in there, just about ready to fall. So that is going to be where our balloon is connected. Okay. And then at the same time, this block hits those two and it hits the ball, which of course, boom, turns out the lights. Oh my gosh. So quick review from the end here. Set the block on the end so the ball knocks it in. Hang the bucket on the lights. Set this bucket with two heavy blocks right on the edge of the table. Set the ball. Make sure the ball is hanging off the edge actually a little bit right here. So when the block falls, it'll actually hit it. Okay. Of course, we'll have these all connected. And for the slinky, we just set the very corner of this little spinner here. Right there, lever. And then make sure these are lined up to push it all forward. And then, and this one will have that bucket. I'll put the balloon in there. This table will be in charge of picking up the little confetti and putting it back in the container so we can reuse it. This one, the block is already on the edge there. And we're just gonna line those up. Remember, this ball just sits on top of the tube there. And how do we know this has been wrapped 3 times? Because you'll see 1, 2, 3 stripes. Make sure you wrap it the right way. I always get confused, so I always go, okay, I want it to go this way, so I'm going to wrap it the other way. Now that's interesting. Our tape roll just came undone. I guess I got to work on that one. And this, we want the L to look like the letter L here, pointing out so it'll knock over easily. This will not be knocked over because this is in the way, like an L. Okay. And then we take our wrecking ball. All right, I went ahead and put an X right there to match those up. And then this one, the ball just goes right there on the edge of the table. And then these line up. Get a squirt of hand sanitizer, both hands, of course. And then as you walk in, if you're first person in line, we're gonna walk all the way to the back. Okay, same as last time. You'll stay at one table with a partner and we'll let it run. But after we let it run, we'll switch tables. So you'll get a chance to work at a different station each time. And be patient because I'll show you which table to go to next after each run. We're not going to climb over tables. We're not going to climb under tables. We're not even going to sit. We're going to minimize touching things. So we're going to be extra safe during the pandemic. You'll notice the blocks are set up kind of funny so that I can spray between classes. You'll notice the table looks a little messy. That's just how it is with the spray. I don't have time to wipe everything down between classes, but it's going to be clean, which is great. So your job with your team, whoever you're working with at your table, is to put the blocks in a line from one side of the table to the other and connect as a class team all the way to the end. If you put them too far apart, they miss each other. If you put them too close together, you run out of blocks before you get to the other side of the table going long ways. So a good trick for this is to use one of the blocks. If you lay it down on its side, it tells you the space that you need between the blocks. When you're making a turn, the corners here are a bit tricky, and so I would put them a little bit closer together in the areas where you have to make a turn. And then back to the spacing in the areas we are going straight. So remember, around the turns, you want them a little bit closer together. Setting it up apart from each other so they can be sprayed easily, but also so they can not knock everything down when we don't want them to. Also, please don't set them like this or like this because I can't spray enough of the block. This is the best way to stand them up so I get most of the block. This is an exciting event, and it's okay. In fact, it's great to be excited, but please, no screaming, no running. In fact, you're just going to stay at the table to where you are, and you're going to work with that group, and together we will hopefully get the lights to turn off. And we have a limited amount of time, so we need to work quickly. We want to be successful, so please remember, no blame game. Let's find the problem and fix it. The watching wall is in effect. If someone breaks a rule, you sit out for 2 minutes, and then come back and join us. If that doesn't work, you know the rest. If the whole group is being too loud, then we can all line up and head back to our regular classroom. So please be respectful of the noise and of the safety and the rules. Can you turn out the lights with our new Rube Goldberg level day 2? Good luck.